Rams at Seahawks.
I like the Rams. Great coach with extra rest. These Thursday games are an advantage the following week. They beat the Vikings on Thursday, extra rest. The Rams are one of the better teams in the league when they're healthy, when Stafford and Puka and Kupp and Kyron Williams play. They're 7-3. They're the second least penalized team in the league. The Rams are a really good team with a young defense, but because they started slowly, people bailed on them. Seattle's lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They've got all sorts of injuries. Tyler Lockett, Noah Fant, DK Metcalf, offensive linemen. Seattle, in the last 5 games, they're 1-4. They have a defensive coach. They can't get their offensive line or their running game right. This is a division rivalry game. I get a big edge at quarterback, a big edge at head coach, and right now, a big edge in health. The Rams are finally the healthier team in the game. That hasn't happened all season. Rams win, lay the 1 point, 27-23, Los Angeles.
Okay. I 1000% agree with Colin here. I kind of talked about the Rams before. I think the Rams can... I thought going into the season, the Rams would be a great team, and there was a lot of pushback because of some of the issues, losing some, pieces on defense and whatnot. Obviously, the big beast for the Rams, who's now living his life, retired, hanging out with his wife and kids and whatnot. But I think it's clear that Matthew Stafford can still sling it. Sean McVay, it's so funny. People really do have such deep levels of recency bias, right? And because the Rams won the Super Bowl, then because of injuries and bad luck and whatnot, they weren't able to kind of continue any of that momentum. And they had a little bit last year, right? Going head-to-head with the Lions, but it just kind of came and went. And then, unfortunately, again, with all the injuries, right, that kind of felt more of like a flash in the pan. And I really don't think people have the level of trust and confidence in Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford as just a duo in general, right? And when they had the beat-up offensive line and no weapons, no one to throw to, of course, there's only so much that they can do. But you give Matthew Stafford an extra second in the pocket, and you give him weapons like Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, and Sean McVay as the coach, what is there more to talk about? The fact that we don't have like some deep level of unconditional confidence, like we talk about some of the other teams, well, I'm not going to doubt so-and-so. I'm never going to count out so-and-so. I'm purposely not naming names to not have people, freak out. But like we say that about many other teams, not just say the Kansas City Chiefs. And the fact that the Rams don't get that benefit of the doubt, that level of trust and confidence, makes exactly 1000% 0 sense to me. 0 sense to me. Like, do people think that it was like a fluke? That Sean McVay is not really that great of a head coach? That Matthew Stafford is somehow like not that great of a quarterback? I mean, Matthew Stafford has an elite arm. I mean, the things he does just from the neck up alone is just like mind-blowing. I mean, make no mistake about it. And again, you give him Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and an offensive line, that's all the dude needs, and just needs a competent defense. And then you have the mastermind of Sean McVay, who's pretty much never going to be out-coached, never be out-schemed, and never not be able to adapt within a game. Again, what are we talking about here? Where's the doubt? So the fact that the Rams are only favored by 1 point is like kind of mind-blowing. Like, I would be genuinely shocked if the Rams lose this game. This will be a funny video because I usually don't come in this hot for these videos. I usually keep it kind of neutral because I just want to kind of discuss the game rather than make a strong prediction. But I'm just so confident, or I shouldn't say that I'm confident. I have such a strong belief that the Rams are so undervalued. And I can't make sense why, right? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't see how the Rams can prove to be the better team versus a team that has been as great as, say, the Vikings. Now you have the Seahawks, who are kind of drowning, and yet it's like a 1 point favorite. Doesn't make sense to me. Like the Rams, it doesn't make any sense, honestly. So I think this will be a fun game to watch. I think as long as, because I know Puka Nacua kind of, I think it was his knee or his ankle, whatever. But apparently, at least what I've read at the time of making this video, which is Friday night, quite frankly, that he's fine, that it's nothing serious, that he should be totally good to go. My prediction changes a little bit if Puka Nacua is not there, quite frankly. But I just think that this offense will be too overpowering for the Seahawks. And I think, as much as I keep saying that the Rams are underrated and undervalued, I think the Seahawks have been tremendously overvalued. And it could just be that it could be that I'm just wrong and that the injuries kind of caught up to the Seahawks, or it could be that I was just right and that the injuries are just kind of part of that. We'll never know, honestly, because the injuries are what they are. But it's just hard for me to see the Rams, not as long as they stay healthy, that they're not truly righting this ship and being a legitimate, playoff contender at the minimum. Because people are ready to be like, oh, Rams got nothing, they're done. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at why this team this season has unfolded how it has. So I'm excited for I'm excited for the Rams to remind everyone who they are. I'm excited for Cooper Kupp to remind everyone who he is. For Cooper Kupp to remind everyone who he is. For Matthew Stafford to remind everyone who he is. For Sean McVay, you get what I'm saying. So it's going to be a great game either way. I'm excited to watch it unfold. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think the Seahawks have a shot to win this game? Do you think that they're just going to be outmatched? Do you think that the Rams are undervalued? The Seahawks? Where do you got this game going? Let me know in the comments below. I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.